Okay, now a wash of color is turning into very pigmented and very intense, but I think I like it. Alright everyone, so let's get started. Now for today's video, I have a very bizarre look in mind. I'm going to do something with a lot of smokiness, a lot of lines. I really feel funky today, so I'm going to do something very weird and funky. Also just something I want to put out there. Thank you for the support on my videos. I see your support, I see your comments, I have a lot of fun reading your comments, and yes, I'm really happy with my channel right now. I do have a lot of fun filming videos, so I'm really happy that you still enjoy the videos and I still have fun doing them, so I really want to keep them up. But yes, so I just wanted to put a little, like, I don't know, I feel like I haven't really talked to you that much. So let me know in the comments below how you are, how you've been doing. I really want to connect with you guys a little bit more. But yeah, I just wanted to like put a little like parenthèse, how do you say that? Parenthèse.
Parenthesis.
So I really just wanted to put a little parenthesis in here just to like talk to you a little bit more. But anyway, so let's start with the makeup. I'm really excited about today's makeup look. It's going to be super funky, it's going to be very weird, and I'm very excited. So let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be moisturizing my skin. I really want to use this more often. This is the Pharmacy Honey Halo Ultra Hydrating Moisturizer, and I think I do really like it. I think this might break me out. It might be a little bit too rich, so I still want to like use it just because I do have the night serum from the same line, and the night serum it's amazing. It's really good. When you wake up, your skin is like regenerated and it's really fresh. So if you have the chance to try the serum from this line, you should try it because it's really good. But I've been trying the moisturizer. It's really nice. I like the texture, but I'm not sure if it breaks me out. So I am going to use this today because I want to use it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this moisturizer just to prep my skin before using my foundation and everything. And this moisturizer, it really leaves the skin very dewy and very moisturized, which I do really like as a base for makeup, so that everything really glides nicely on the skin. And I'm mostly going to be using cream products for my complexion today, so I really want to make sure that everything is going to be super smooth and it's going to blend into each other quite nicely. And today we are going to be starting with the eyes because today's look is very funky and it's going to have a lot of colors. So I'm going to be using my MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot in the shade Painterly. And the primer I am going to take quite far on my brow bone and also on my under eye. I really want to prime the whole area, and I'm also kind of like taking this almost into my brow. And first thing we're going to do, we're going to jump right into some color. So I'm going to go into my Kaleidos Escape Pod palette, and I'm going to grab the purple shade right here, which is called Soirée, and I'm taking that on a big fluffy brush. This is going to go all over the place. So I'm going to start with that shade and really pack this into my inner corner. I really want like a very smoky, blown out inner corners. So I'm really just doing small circular motions just to get like the first shape. And then I'm going to start and blend this outwards and into my brow. So I'm just going to start and blend this towards my brow and smoking everything out. Okay, now this shade is a little bit patchy. Like it's not really wanting to stick right here in the center. I don't know what's going on. And just to blend everything out a little bit more, I'm just going to take a fluffy brush that has nothing on it and go over everything. Okay, now this shade is really annoying me because it's not wanting to stick like right there. Why isn't it wanting to stick there? I think I'm going to go into my Likely Makeup palette and I'm going to grab the shade Amethyst and I'm just going to plop this on top. Okay, now a wash of color is turning into very pigmented and very intense, but I think I like it. And this is the kind of look that I will be hating all the way through until the end. You have to trust me. Okay, so far I'm going to leave it like that. I think next what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of powder. This is the Milk Translucent Powder. And I'm going to use that just to set the rest of my lid in place. Because now we are going to be using creams to do a very intense winged liner. And I do not want any transfer on my lid. And I'm also going to use that powder to smoke out the purple even more. Alright, so next what I'm going to be doing, yes, we're going to be doing some cream liner. I'm going to be using my SFX NYX Cream Color Palette. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little bit of blue. I'm going to mix it with the red to create a purple shade. And then I might lighten it using some white. Let me just do that really quickly. Alright, so far I have this shade right here. So usually when you mix some blue with some red, it's supposed to be like purple. But I feel like there's something like happening with these. They're not like totally pure pigments. So when you mix the red and the blue, it gives like a black pigment, which is really weird. So I did end up mixing a lot of the white to create a lighter purple shade. So I don't really mind this more neutral color because we are going to be using a shadow on top to make it pop a little bit more. So I'm going to take that little cocktail and we're going to do a very crazy intense line. So we're going to go from the inner corner to the outer corner very far, and then we're going to bring it on our under eye. And I am using a M250-1 Morphe brush. So I do think I went a little bit overboard with the liner. So I'm going to take a little bit of micellar water with a Q-tip and I'm just going to clean up the lines a little bit. I told you. I told you this would be weird. So next what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the same shadow from the Kaleidos palette. I'm going to take the shade Soirée, or I think... yes, I'm going to take the shade, no, I'm going to take the shade Amethyst from the Likely Makeup palette, and I am going to grab that with a very small beveled brush, and I'm going to set the cream shadow in place. And it's also going to darken the liner, just a little bit. So next what I want to do, I really want to do a bright yellow dot in my inner corners. So I'm going to take the yellow from the NYX palette and I'm going to draw a circle in my inner corners. Alright, so now that we have the circle, I'm going to be taking the JH39 brush with the neon yellow from the 24A Morphe palette, and I'm going to set the yellow in place. Here we go. That yellow is so freaking bright. Do you see that? Oh my goodness. Alright, next I'm just going to pop on some mascara. I'm going to use the Dare Real Magnet Mascara from Benefit. Okay, I think I want to try. So I'm going to take a very fluffy brush. I'm going to use a JH33 brush. And I think I want to go ahead and take the shade called Space Oasis from the Kaleidos Escape Pod palette. And I'm just going to dab, like remove the excess, tap off the excess, and just dab a little bit of that, like on top of everything. Mainly on top of the purple. I think I like it. I think it adds a little bit of like dimension to the look. And then I'm just going to fill in my brow, but I'm not going to put too much pencil in the center of my brow, but mainly on the outer part, just to give a little bit more structure to the brow. This is the Ka-Brow from Benefit. It's kind of like their pomade. So yes, I'm going to take a little bit of that pomade with the brush it comes with, and I'm mainly going to focus this on the tail of my brow. Alright, so I'm going to do the same on the other eye and I will be right back. Can we talk about this makeup look? I'm still not sure if I hate it or if I love it. We need to do the complexion right now. So for the complexion makeup, I already have my moisturizer on, so I'm going to jump right into my foundation. I'm going to be using the Milk Makeup Flex Foundation in the shade Shell. This shade is definitely too dark for me, but I'm going to make it work, do not worry. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that foundation. Oh yeah, this is way too dark for me. And I'm going to buff everything in using my Rare Beauty foundation brush. This foundation brush is life. This foundation brush is amazing. It really buffs foundation in the skin and it leaves the skin flawless looking. Like, this foundation brush is the best. I'm just going to take my time and blend everything into my skin. And this foundation is quite nice. It is very lightweight and it is a very buildable foundation. And for my concealer, just because we do need to lighten up the complexion because the foundation is a little bit too dark, I'm going to be using my Rare Beauty concealer. This is in the shade 130N. This concealer is my favorite concealer at the moment. With the foundation from Rare Beauty, these two products together are life. They're amazing. I've been using them on a regular basis non-stop, and I'm not the kind of person to use foundation on a regular basis. So yes, very, very impressed. But I'm just going to take a little bit of that concealer on my under eye, on the high points of my face, and where I do have some redness. I'm also going to take just a little bit on my jawbone just to define the jaw. And I'm going to start and blend this with the concealer brush from Rare Beauty. And then I'm just going to take my sponge and do the rest of the blending. Alright, and then because we are doing mostly cream products for the complexion today, I'm going to be using my Tower 28 Illuminating Bronzer in the shade West Coast. And I'm going to take the butt of my beauty blender and I'm going to bounce that on the perimeter of my face. So in the cheeks, the temples, also on the nose, the chin, down the neck. All right, and then for my blush, this look is calling for this one right here. This is the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Joy. This is the liquid one, and this blush is amazing. I do really enjoy it. It's very, very pigmented, so you really do not need a lot. I'm going to grab a little bit of that with my sponge. I'm going to tap off the excess on my wrist, and I'm just going to apply a tiny little bit on the very high points of my cheeks, just to give a little bit of color, but nothing too crazy. All right, and then I'm just going to take a little bit more of my milk powder and I'm going to set certain areas of my face. So for example, my under eye, just to make sure nothing creases. I'm also taking a little bit of that where I do have a lot of skin texture. And then for my highlight, I really want to try this again. I'm kind of scared. This is kind of like a very expensive Vaseline. This is the Makeup by Mario Master Secret Glow Highlighter in the shade Expensive, and this is very expensive for what it is. It's kind of like a really tacky Vaseline highlight. I did spend a lot of money on this, so I am going to use it. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that highlight and I'm going to place this on the very high points of my cheeks to do a very glossy, intense look. Alright, so here we go for the highlight. As you can see, it does a very dewy type of look. It's expensive for what it is and it's not really practical. Like, this is the kind of product you want to use for editorial photos. If you like this kind of look on a regular basis, well, you're probably going to like this, but you can achieve this kind of highlight look with other products. For example, you do have this product right here. This is the Lanolip 101 ointment, and this does the same effect, yet there's like 4 times more products than this one right here. So yes, I would highly recommend this one before this one, but this one is still really pretty and I have it, so I'm going to use it up. I think my brows are missing a little bit of something, so I'm going to take the 24-hour brow setter and I'm just going to fluff my brows up a little bit. Here we go, much better. Now for my lips. I think I want to do something a little bit more natural, nothing too crazy. So I'm going to be using the Illamasqua coloring pencil in the shade Undressed. This color is really pretty, it's really gorgeous. It's like your lips but better. So I'm just going to line my lips with this, and by lining I mean overlining. And then I'm going to apply some gloss. So I'm going to be using the Haus Laboratories gloss in the shade Venus, and this gloss is very juicy. It's very tacky, but I do really like it. It gives such a high shine to the lips. All right everyone, so here we have it. This is the finished look. Wait, I think I need some white liner in my waterline. So I'm going to be taking a little bit of a kohl liner. Just pop this in my waterline. Much better. But yeah, so I told you today's makeup look would be really weird and very funky. I think I really like it. It's very different, but I think it works. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope for secret emoji. I almost forgot again. So for today's secret emoji, we're going to do the little dude that's like really happy and like partying with like the little pointy hat, just because there's yellow, there's purple. I think it's perfect. So put that emoji in the comments below so that I know you're still here with me. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for today's video. So I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. You can also subscribe to my channels. I put up new videos every single Mondays, so subscribe so that you don't miss any of the Makeup Mondays. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.